This is Kent Hance. I hope you enjoyed part one of the interview with Rudy Gatlin. He's a great interview, a great American, and you're going to love part two. What's the worst place you ever performed? Just a dive.
We were fortunate that we didn't work too many of those because we had enough success and we're making a little money on the road, and we weren't taking a lot of money. We weren't making a lot. We were existing, we were living, paying the bills, but we didn't have to work, and that wasn't our deal. I love, good country western two-step and honky-tonk music, and Houston and Lady Takes the Cowboy, but we cut 28 records, 28 albums of other types of music, great ballads,
right,
wonderful songs. Larry wrote a bunch of great songs, and we made a bunch of great records. But thank you, Lord, because they'd have been throwing beer bottles at us.
When
we started doing "Done Enough Dying Today," I've done enough dying today. Boom! Get back to the honky-tonk songs. We would have needed the chicken wire.
That's when Roy Clark tells about the time that it threw some beer bottles at him and some other things, and then finally he refused to go back to that place, and they said it won't happen anymore. And they had chicken wire in there so people couldn't throw things at them.
When he was doing "Yesterday When I Was Young," remember that hit record?
That was a great song. One of the best. That was
they said, "Get back to good God and Greyhound, you're gone."
Yeah, thank God and Greyhound, you're gone. But yesterday,
we played that every third song.
Yesterday was written in France and recorded in French, and then somebody got a hold of it and decided to do it in the United States, and then several people recorded it, and Roy Clark was the most famous of the ones that did.
Great song.
See, I know a little about music, not much, but
and I do know that Porter and Dolly are your favorites.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You got me 2 tickets. I said one time in class, I said I wouldn't take my dog to see Porter.
And, I remember it.
And y'all went out and
bought it.
You went out and bought tickets and some dog food and a leash and put it up on the table where I came in. I came in to teach, and there it was. It was one of those large classes that was in a small auditorium. And I could look, and there was 150 people in there, and you were the only one that had written on your forehead, "guilty." I could tell that you had been involved, but I liked it, and it was a lot of fun, Yeah,
I thought I was smarter than that.
No, you had "guilty" written all over you. I got it early on. What's the best place? I asked you the worst. You couldn't, but what's the nicest place?
Dallas, Texas. Anywhere in Dallas, Texas.
Was always
we have a
nice.
Love affair with this city. I'm in Dallas right now at my daughter's. We have a love affair with this city, going back to when we sang gospel music as a gospel quartet.
Right.
From Odessa, we traveled to Dallas and Fort Worth and Mesquite and all over Texas, but we came to Dallas to sing in Oak Cliff Assembly of God Church.
Sure.
H.C. Noah. Woo, man.
Hey, in the religious music, when you were gospels and everything, what were some of your favorites? Because there's a lot of people listening, and they remember when we used to sing hymns instead of Bebop of Jesus.
Well, our first song was "I Woke Up." I wish I had my guitar. I've got my guitar in there. I woke up this morning feeling fine. I woke up with heaven on my mind. I woke up with joy in my soul, 'cause I knew my Lord had control. I knew I was walking in that light, 'cause I'd been on my knees in the night. I prayed till the Lord gave me sight, and now I'm feeling mighty fine. Yes, I'm feeling mighty fine.
That's good.
So forth. So first song we ever learned. In fact, I think we won that talent show singing that song.
That's good. But the standbys, "Amazing Grace" and "What a Friend We Have in Jesus," and y'all would sing all kinds of.
Well, we sang a lot of those songs, like our heroes, the Blackwood Brothers,
Yeah.
Statesman Quartet, that came through Abilene, Odessa, Lubbock. We bought their records, took them home, and put them on the hi-fi and played those. And Mom got up on the piano, and we just started singing.
Had
we
joy.
just knew how to, you know, God just said, y'all sing.
You
You know, he gave you the ability to understand law and all that stuff. I like I said, I can't spell B law, much less understand, you know, lawyer, doctors. How do they understand all that? Michael Jordan can shoot a basketball. Tiger Woods and Scotty Scheffler can hit a golf ball.
a long way.
Now I'm a better golfer than he is a singer. I guarantee you that. But God just gave everybody a talent, and we developed it a little bit. You know, sang in school, and
one year when Alan White, he had that big party in Dallas, headed out to Cowboy Stadium, and y'all performed, and your mom was there, and
Was she?
we left. I was with y'all in a bus. They were taking us to another part of the city, and had a great visit, and told your mom that you were a great student and everything, and she kind of grinned at me and said, "You don't have to lie." She had a good sense of humor.
Yeah, I think she found out about that first semester away from home. Well, see, that was my first semester away from home. Curly Gatlin was a firm disciplinarian. I love my upbringing. Mama, you know, wouldn't take anything for it. But, you know, they were firm. And I had to go to Odessa College and live at home for 2 years. And when I hopped in my 68 Volkswagen in 1972, headed north through Andrew, boy, I was up all the way up to 65 miles an hour, probably, on my way to Lubbock. I was free. As the first time I'd ever been on my own. So, and like I said, I took too many hard courses, learned how to drink beer and play poker, but I made up for it and graduated and all that. Thankful for them. And they're you know, I try to, a lot of people say, "You're just like your daddy." And I say, "Thank you."
Sure.
Thank you very much. Mother drove us from Odessa to Dallas on Highway 80, Chancellor. Odessa, Midland, Big Spring, Sweetwater, Abilene,
Eastland, Cisco, Ranger
Hill,
and Weatherford,
Fort Worth, Dallas. One time we sang at Oak Cliff Assembly of God Church 9 Sundays in a row one summer.
And she'd take you back and forth every Sunday.
Before Larry had his driver license. And one night we stayed and did Sunday night service. The next day I woke up in my bed in Odessa on Highway 80. Trucks, cars. You know how much you miss cars going that way about like that.
Yeah.
And she drove us home and got us to bed, got us up for school the next morning.
You were lucky. You were fortunate. You had great parents. Great parents.
And Daddy was in the oil field. He couldn't go with us.
Yeah.
Mama drove. We went to California a couple times, New York one summer. Yeah, I had great parents.
Well, it's great training for you. What would you say to any young person that's looking to go into the music business today?
Don't. Bless their hearts. I'm so glad we came along when we did, because I can go pull a guy off the street and say, "Hey man, we can get a guitar around you and you can start singing and make you a record and get you a website and get you a publicity agent and get you an agent and get you down here singing at so-and-so and do all this." Guess what? So can everybody else. There's no gatekeeper anymore. There used to be a gatekeeper, and that was the A&R, artist and repertoire person at the record company. if you couldn't sing and play your butt off, they weren't going to spend $150,000 on making a record because they had to sell them. If they didn't think they could sell them and get their money back, you weren't going to get a record deal. So and the internet, thank God. I mean, everybody's getting to live their dream and fulfill, chase their dream. And everybody, chase your heart. And yeah, we did too. But if it hadn't worked out, I guarantee you, I'd have gone and done something else. I'd have taken that business law by golly diploma and walked right into First National Bank.
Well, you could have been an accountant since you loved accounting so much. Hey, talking about performers, who were some of the best people that you got to know well and that recognized you the minute they saw you and that were good people and encouraging type people?
Johnny Cash, June Carter Cash, Roy Clark.
What kind of guy was Roy Clark?
Great guy, great talent, great singer, very entertaining, a great entertainer, good guy. John and June Cash, Dottie West brought Larry to Nashville. Roger Miller. Well, you name all those old guys, and we know them, and they know us.
Roger Miller was originally from Shamrock or somewhere up in between Shamrock and Eric, Oklahoma, or something like that. And he can't roller skate in the Buffalo Herd was one of his big ones.
But you can be happy if you have a mind to.
If you have a mind to. Trailer for sale or rent, he had a bunch of them.
You know what Roger said?
What?
It don't make sense that common sense don't make much sense anymore.
Oh, that's
Isn't that good?
It is. Rudy, thank you so much. You've been great. You've done so well. And you really inspired those students and you didn't talk but about 7 or 8 minutes. And you told them how much the school meant to them and how much it meant to you and what you wanted to do. And I think the only thing you said, you wish that your mom and dad could seen you walk across that stage. And that'd have been neat. But
I think they had the best seat in the house.
They did. Hey, in ending, what the thing that kept you from walking across the stage, I was going to ask that. Explain to the listeners what happened that caused you from not being able to walk across the stage.
Well, I had 64 hours when I went from Odessa College. 4 of them didn't transfer, so 60. And I guess I was close to being a junior or whatever. One of the semesters, we had a couple of concerts in L.A. at the old Palomino Club in L.A., and then we went to Vegas for a week to work in the Vegas lounge, which was a great lounge. And Glenn Campbell was in the main room. Well, I said, good Lord, I can't take that much time out of school. So I took 2 courses. One of them was Dr. Boland, Corp Finance. And another one was so I just took 8 hours that semester. And I made a D in Corp Finance.
That's easy to
do.
And
I told you the story. He wouldn't give me 1 point. I had to take it again. So I just passed 3 hours that one semester. I got behind. I was behind 12 hours. I made it up the next couple of semesters, but in the spring of 74, I was still 12 hours short. I was going to take 4 summer school classes. I took the first 2, going to take the next 2, and they canceled that real estate course. And I went, oh no. And at that time, you remember, you could not take any correspondence your last 30 hours. It had to be on campus.
Right.
And I said, I'm going to Nashville. I'm going to sing. I can't stick around here for 3 hours. They said, they made an exception. I thank them. Thank you, Texas Tech. I took the course. I went to Nashville, sent my lessons in, came back home in December, drove to Lubbock, took the test, passed it, finished all 130 hours, right?
Right.
And so it's December 74, but I got them all in. That's why I didn't get to walk. And those turkeys that taught me how to drink beer and play poker, They graduated on time and walked that May. I just got through talking to them a couple of days ago.
Well, they had learned, they had those first 2 years to learn how to do it, and you didn't have those 2 years. You were still at home.
I was a rookie. They were
professional
seasoned veterans.
That's the reason you got to be careful on New Year's Eve, because the amateur drunks will be out and they'll run over you. You know,
they'll screw up the weave.
That's right. They'll mess up the weave.
That's why straight people don't go. That's why I don't go drive, because when I'm driving straight, I'm going to mess up the weave.
Yeah, mess them up. Rudy, thank you very much. We've enjoyed it, and
thank you.
Tell your friends to listen to the Kent Hance, best storyteller in Texas. They'll get to hear people like Rudy Gatlin.